Good morning. Today we will start with properties of pure substance. So first is superheated vapor. So we need to calculate the properties of superheated vapor because this is a single phase region. So only vapor phase. So you can finally calculate these properties from table. But one thing is to be noted that compared to saturated vapor, superheated vapor is characterized by lower pressure always less than P saturation at a given temperature, higher temperature greater than T saturation at a given pressure, higher specific volumes because they are superheated, so their volume is more compared to the gaseous phase, higher internal energy, it means their internal energy is always more as compared to the gas which is just saturated, or higher enthalpies which is means H always greater than H of the gas at a given pressure and temperature. So next is your compressed liquid, because during a power plant cycle or even refrigeration, in the power plant cycle like Rankine cycle, we have to compress the liquid, so we must know the properties of liquid. One, compressed liquid tables are not commonly available, so they are not available. The only compressed liquid table is available is that A7. So one reason for lack of compressed liquid data is relative independence of compressed liquid properties from pressure. Variation of properties of compressed liquid with the pressure is very mild. Increasing pressure 100 times often causes properties to change by 1%. So it means the properties of compressed liquid are independent of pressure. So we can write that the property of compressed liquid is a function of temperature only. In the absence of compressed liquid data, a general approximation is to treat compressed liquid as saturated liquid at a given temperature. Even the enthalpy of compressed liquid can be treated as a function of temperature only. So a compressed liquid is characterized by higher pressure, it means its pressure is higher as compared to the saturation pressure, lower temperature as compared to saturation temperature, lower specific volume because it is compressed, so its volume is less than the saturation volume, means Vf the fluid, lower internal energy than the internal energy of the fluid at a given pressure and temperature, and lower enthalpies. But unlike superheated vapor, the compressed liquid properties are not much different from their corresponding saturated liquid values. Next is reference state and reference values. We know that we have to measure internal energy, then we have to measure enthalpy and entropy, but it is not possible to measure the absolute value of these. So we have to take a reference point, means we will take the reference point, and even in the calculation of your power plant or refrigeration, we actually need the change in internal energy, enthalpy and entropy. So it is not required to measure the absolute value of these three parameters. The values of U, H and S cannot be measured directly, and they are calculated from measurable properties using the relations between thermodynamic properties. However, these relations give the changes in properties, not the absolute values of property as specified table states. Therefore, we need not to choose a convenient reference state. We need to choose a convenient reference state and assign a value of 0 for convenient property or properties at state. For water, the state of saturated liquid at 0.01 degrees Celsius is taken as reference state, and the internal energy and entropy are assigned 0 values at that state. For refrigerant 1 R134A, the state of saturated liquid at minus 40 degrees Celsius is taken as the reference state, and enthalpy and entropy are assigned 0 values at this state. One thing also to be noted, in the most of the calculation we need change. It is not possible to measure the absolute value of energy of any system. So in the most of the engineering process, either we add energy through the fluid or either we extract energy from the fluid. So we need to measure the change, that is what is the change at inlet and what is the change at outlet. So whatever the property tables we will make here, which will contain these values, they will have some reference value as discussed above. So it should be mentioned that sometimes different tables list different values for some properties at the same state as a result of using different reference state. So don't get confused if you use two tables or you use two charts. So it is advisable to select one. But even if you use two charts or two tables, you will see the difference will remain the same. However, in thermodynamics, we are concerned with the changes in properties, and the reference states chosen is of no consequence in calculations as long as we use values from a single consistent set of tables or charts. We will discuss with the ideal gas equation of state. What is ideal gas equation? Property tables provide very accurate information about properties, but they are very bulky and vulnerable to typographical errors. A more practical and desirable approach would be to have some simple relations among the properties that are sufficiently journal accurate. So gas and vapor are often used as synonymous words. The vapor phase of a substance is customarily called as a gas. When it is above the critical temperature, vapor usually implies a gas that is not far from a state of condensation. In 1662, Robert Boyle and Englishmen observed that during experiments with a vacuum chamber, that the pressure of gas is inversely proportional to their volume. Means if the volume decrease, the pressure of gas will increase and vice versa. So J. Charles and Gay Lucas, Frenchmen, experimentally determined that at low pressure, the volume of gas is proportional to its temperature. This pressure of gas is proportional to temperature directly. If temperature gas increases, pressure will increase, and it is inversely proportional to volume. It means if volume of gas will decrease, if you try to compress the gas, its pressure start to increase. So pressure is proportional to temperature and volume, and where R is the proportionality constant, which is called gas constant. So this equation becomes PV is equal to RT. Equation is called ideal gas equation of state, or simply the ideal gas relation, and a gas that obeys this law is called ideal gas law. So in this equation, P is the absolute pressure, T is the absolute temperature, and V is the specific volume, where R is different for each gas. You can find this value of R by using a universal gas constant, and this M is the molar mass. The molar mass, what is molar mass, can be simply defined as the mass of 1 mole, also called a gram mole, of a substance in grams, or the mass of 1 kilomole, also called kilogram mole. In English units, it is the mass of 1 pound mole. Notice that the molar mass of substance has the same numerical value in both unit system because of the way it is defined. When we say the molar mass of nitrogen is 28, it simply means that the mass of 1 kilomole of nitrogen is 28 gram. It means that if you take the 1 kilomole of nitrogen, it will weigh 28 kilogram. Means whatever the molar mass, it simply represents your that capital M, molar mass M. So it is represented by the weight of the, you can say in the nitrogen case, we can say what is the mass of nitrogen, it is 28. So we have to just write 20 kg, or the mass of nitrogen is 20 pound mole, that is M is equal to 28 kg per kilomole. The mass of system is equal to the product of the molar mass and the mole number. Means whatever the mass, that is equal to your molar mass and mole number. So you can put this equation in the equation, this capital M, and you will get the equation as PV is equal to MRT. So this equation is valid at different states of gas. If suppose you compress the gas, you will get to a second state. Means pressure will change P2, volume will change V2, temperature will change T2, but MR remains constant. Mass of the gas after compression will be same, R will be same. So you can write by writing equation 3.13 twice for fixed mass and simplifying the properties of the ideal gas at two different values. are related to each other by. So this here is the expression. This is valid for two states. It is also used for calculation purpose, means if you know the properties at one state, P1, V1, T1, and if you know properties and two of the properties at other state, you can find the third property. So an ideal gas in imaginary substance that obeys the relation PV is equal to RT. It has experimentally observed that the ideal gas relation gives closely approximates the PVT behavior of real gas at low densities, at low pressure and high temperature. The density of gas decreases and the gas behaves as an ideal gas under these conditions. In the range of practical interest, many familiar gases such as air, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, helium, argon, neon, krypton, and even heavier gases such as carbon dioxide can be treated as ideal gases with negligible error. Power plants and refrigerant vapor in refrigerators, however, should not be treated as ideal gas. Instead, the property table should be used for these substances. The question arises, is water vapor is an ideal gas or not? So the question cannot be answered with yes or no, because water can be treated as a ideal gas, but with some conditions. The error involved in treating water vapor as an ideal gas is calculated and plotted in figure 349. It is clear from this figure that at low pressure below 10 kilopascal or 0.1 megapascal, water vapor can be treated as an ideal gas. You can see in this pressure volume diagram, so whatever the error here as compared to the actual values is less. It is 0% error, 0% it is showing 0% deviation. So when the pressure is below 10 kilopascal, so water vapor can be treated as a gas, ideal gas. But as the pressure is say 100 kilopascal, still you can treat in the vapor region it as a ideal gas here. But when you reach to 1 megapascal, now water can't be treated as a ideal gas, because there is a deviation of 2 to 3% in the value as compared to the actual values. So when you go at a critical point, if you go on this side, higher pressure side, and at this you can see the error is almost 37%, or at this point above critical point it is almost 271%. It means this region you can't treat water as an ideal gas. Only at this region, which is vapor region, at very low pressure, means below 10 kilopascal, you can treat water vapor as a ideal gas and you can solve for the calculations. But it is usually in steam power plants applications. However, the pressure involved are very high, therefore ideal gas relations should not be used. So we can't use those relations which we had discussed earlier. So water vapor can be treated as an ideal gas when the pressure is very low at certain points only. Next is compressibility factor, a measure of deviation from ideal gas behavior. The ideal gas equation is very simple and thus very convenient to use, that is PV is equal to MRT. However, gases deviate from ideal behavior significantly at states near the saturation region and critical point. This deviation from ideal gas behavior at a given temperature and pressure can be accurately accounted by introducing a correction factor which is called compressibility factor Z, where Z is equal to, you can write as PV is equal to, instead of RT you can write a compressibility factor Z. If the gas is idle, your compressibility factor is 1, means Z is 1. If the gases are real, the compressibility factor may greater than 1 or less than 1. By using the compressibility factor, you can simplify the equations. So Z is 1 for real gases. For real gas, Z can be greater than or less than unity. The farther the way Z is from unity, the more the gas deviates from ideal behavior. We have said that gases follow the ideal gas equation closely at a lower pressure and higher temperatures. But what exactly constitutes low pressure or high temperature is minus 100 degrees Celsius low temperature. It definitely is for most substances but not for air. So it will vary for air. So this is up to here is up to the ideal gas and real gas behavior. Like this video.